Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we are getting discussion about C1. We are from group 4. Now we are discussing about tariff. What is a tariff? Tariff in simple terms is a tax. It adds to the cost of imported goods and is one of several trade policies that a country can enact. There are several using of tariff. First, protecting domestic employment. The levying of tariff is often highly politicized. The possibility of increased competition from imported goods can threaten domestic industries. Thus, domestic companies protecting consumers. A government may levy a tariff on products that it feels could endanger its population. For example, South Korea may place a tariff on imported beef from the United States if it thinks that the goods could be tainted with disease. And the third, infant industries. The use of tariffs to protect infant industries can be seen by the import substitution industrialization strategy employed by many developing nations. Fourth, security. Barriers are also employed by developed countries to protect certain industries that are deemed strategically important, such as those supporting national security. And now, who benefits of the tariffs? The benefits of tariffs are uneven. Because a tariff is a tax, the government will see increased revenue as imports enter the domestic market. Domestic industries also benefit from a reduction in competition, since import prices are artificially inflated. Unfortunately for consumers, both individual consumers and businesses, higher import prices mean higher prices for goods. Now, the answer of question C1 will be This figure 1 illustrates the effect of world trade without the presence of a tariff. When the price is low, the quantity that's consumed by the consumer is high. But if the price getting higher, the quantity that consumed by the consumer getting lower, and the equilibrium is in this point. Now the answer of question C1, letter A, of payment. Balance of payment is an accounting record of all transactions made by a country over a certain time period, comparing the amount of foreign currency taken into the amount of domestic currency paid out. The balance of payment is composed of two accounts. First, the current account and the capital account. The important factors that determine the current account: first, change in economic growth rates and national income. And the second, change in relative prices or inflation rates. And the third, change in taste. And the fourth, factors that determine comparative advantage.
Okay, I will explain about capital account. The capital account represents a summary of the flow fund resulting from the sale of asset between one specified country and other country offers a specified period of time. Assets include direct foreign investment, portfolio investment, as well as other capital investment. Capital account balance equal to net foreign portfolio investment plus net direct investment. Thus, a capital account surplus and a capital account deficit go together, and capital account deficit and a current account surplus go together. A nation that spends more than it produces domestically must finance this deficit by borrowing. What happened in this case? Answer of the case C1. Capital account surplus and current account deficit go together. The tax or tariff cuts cause the increase of purchasing power or consumption. The demand for import increase and the current account will be weakened and or deficit become more negative or less positive because imports are larger than export. Greater government budget deficit caused by tariff cut increase the demand for investable fund, which will cause interest rate to rise. The increase in the interest rate will cause capital inflow. Foreigners will purchase more domestic financial assets. As a result, the capital account will strengthen or become more positive or less negative. Foreign investors will need to exchange their currency for the domestic currency. The increased demand for the domestic currency will cause its exchange rate to increase. If there is no government intervention with the balance of payment, the current account will need to become more negative or less positive. The trade balance will weaken as import increase and or export decrease. The strengthening of nation currency will make its export relative less attractive to foreigners, and import will be less expensive relative to the country, consumer, and domestic business.
Hello all, I will try to explain the aggregate demand, which is the answer of the case C, letter C. The aggregate demand is the total demand for the final goods and services in the economy, or Y in the graph, at a given time and the price level. It is the amount of the goods and services in the economy that will be purchased at all possible price level. This is the demand for the gross domestic product of a country when inventory levels are static. It is often called effective demand, though at another times this term is distinct. In this diagram, typically the Y is prices. At the average price of the level the P level is fall, as the with A and the D line in the diagram will. The main theoretical reason for this is that the nominal money supply, or the MS, is constant. A falling P or prices implies that the real money supply is rises too, the encouraging lower interest rates and the higher spending. The explanation is, in the C1 case, it's shown that the deficit of current account or import, the deficit of current import, which is export, is larger than the export, caused by the raise of the price the price of exported goods since tariff decreased, and at the same time the demand of the imported good is increased too. This is caused that the aggregate demand curve shifts to the left side where the price of domestic goods rise, which means the consumption of the goods decrease at the end of output of product as the export goods will decline as well. The conclusion is the customers are the benefit to the customer will get the benefit to the cut of the tariff because of the lower price of the product. The Indonesian textiles and the footwear in the case, they will not get any benefit from the cut tariff, but the decrease of the tariff make the market to be more competitive, especially when the price of the imported goods are cheaper than the domestic product. The third one is the capital account surplus and the current account deficit go together. This is caused the aggregate demand curves shift to the left side where the price of the domestic goods rise, which means the consumption of domestic goods decrease or less competitive price compared with the imported one. At the end of it, the output of exported goods will decline as well. The disability to compete causes domestic firm bankruptcy and ended in a massive unemployment. I think that's all. We are a group 4. We are group 4. Want to thanks to Mr. Budi Arta and Mr. Oni who give a good and a nice lectures, and we like to say thanks to MBA ITB especially in the Sharia class on the Jakarta. We hope this presentation will go well and give some benefit to the others. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.